Hello everyone, it's Nastasia again, and today's video is going to be about university. So what about university really? Some people want to go to university and they've known since, they were very young that they want to go. Some people decide very last minute, they're like, hey, you know what, maybe I want to go to university. Some people just don't want to go to university and it's fine. I am part of the first category from my first year of high school that I was going to go to university. I mean, if you're a Canadian kid, you will know this, but it's not only if you're a Canadian kid, but if you're a kid, I say kid, we're not kids, if you're a teenager, from Quebec, the province of Quebec in Canada, you guys will know that our school system is very different and not everyone agrees with it. Now, for those who don't know, if you're from the province of Quebec, the schooling system is a bit different than the rest of Canada. This is really just as far as I know. This is really much of a comparison between the two provinces I know best, which are Quebec and Ontario. Now, if you're a Quebec kid, you will know that you start with elementary school. You have kindergarten, obviously, but you start with elementary school. You have 6 years of that. Then you have 5 years of high school. But after high school is where things are different. In Quebec, there's this 2-year schooling period that is mandatory after high school called CEGEP, or what we say here, CEGEP. If you hear college, think of it as CEGEP for me. It's mandatory if you want to be able to attend university in the province of Quebec. Now, I say this very precisely because obviously I am not in CEGEP. Now, I'm actually one of those who wasn't really too keen on going to CEGEP. As much as I love where I come from, I don't know, I felt like it was not necessary. I did go to CEGEP, not for a long time. Not only did I discover halfway through my 2.5 months of attending that I was in the wrong program, in a sense that I discovered where my passion really was and what I really wanted to do in the midst of that. I also realized that, just to put it simple, CEGEP wasn't made for me. I felt like I had to follow everyone. The normal path, what is considered the normal path if you want to continue and do more studies after high school, is after high school you go to CEGEP, and then after CEGEP you go to university. So as I grew up, I eventually discovered that the only people that actually went to CEGEP were Quebecers. But then I realized that technically the amount of years that we do, Quebecers and people, example, from Ontario, are the same. This can actually bring up some controversy or like fights and arguments about the schooling system, because a lot of Quebecers, whether they be total francophones or anglophones or mix of both, I say a lot, but I actually don't know, but I just base it off of the people and the group of people that I know. And from the people that I know, a lot of them actually, are like, oh, we do a lot more studies here in Quebec than people outside, like, for example, in Ontario. Not true. Ontario people, if I'm making a mistake, please correct me. Technically, if you put elementary school in Ontario and high school together, it's 12 years. Here in the province of Quebec, for elementary school, it starts with première année, deuxième année, troisième année, and it ends at sixième année, which is technically grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, until grade 6. Then we embark in high school, which is 5 years, and it's secondaire 1, secondaire 2, secondaire 3, secondaire 4, secondaire 5, which is secondary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in total, this is 11. Now, this is where people actually get confused, and this is where some fights actually start, which is really weird. And it is true that CEGEP will give you the impression that you're doing more school than you should be. If on top of the 11 years that we do here in Quebec, we add CEGEP, equals 13. And usually just an actual university program will actually just be 3 years, all depending on the program. It equals 16. Let's go back to Ontario. It's 12 years, so grade 1 to grade 12. And then they have 4 years of university. In general, I mean, all depending on the program. So if you add 12 plus 4, it's 16. In Quebec, we don't do more schooling. It's just because it's divided weirdly. Now, to make it really long story short, I was supposed to move from the province of Quebec to the province of Ontario, but also to make it really short, well, plans fell through. During the time when I thought I was going to leave, I applied to university. I applied to only one university, which may seem very crazy to do, but we were really tight on money, and we were kind of always tight on money. And sadly, I did not get in. It was really a bummer, and I decided to apply to a French CEGEP. And, I told myself, well, it seems like I'm gonna have to do CEGEP anyways, even if I didn't want to. And my mom, being the amazing mom she is, she says, why don't you apply to another university? So, as I said in my 50 facts video, I was accepted to the University of Ottawa, which I'm wearing the jumper right now. I will be majoring in English and hopefully minoring in Spanish. Now, after that, so what happens after that? I mean, you're accepted, you accept your offer of admission, and then you're like, schedule? I did my schedule, I'm happy with my schedule. I really am happy. Now I just have to wait 3 or 4 months before school actually starts, and now you're left there stressing over things, and I stress. See shows where students would go to university. I was like, oh, it's high school then university, and then I was told, no, are you crazy? It's high school, CEGEP, then university. Huh? Crap. So I always felt good about university in general because I always wanted to go to university. So for me, I mean, it's exciting. I mean, it's going to be nerve-wracking, obviously, because it's a new experience. I'm going to be for the first time away from home, which obviously will be one hell of an experience. And it'll be weird not being at home and not having my mom every single day. I mean, I can cook, I can do laundry, I can do all of that, so I'm not worried about those aspects. You know what? It's a new experience. It's me becoming really an adult. I mean, although I'm at the age of an adult, of a young adult, this will be very new and I'm very excited. There's a lot of, obviously, pros and cons related to going to school and furthering your schooling. Obviously, one of the cons of going to school is, obviously, the money. At the end of 4 years, some students end up with sometimes $80,000 in debt. That would have been me if I would have been accepted to the first university. That's absolutely insane. But I would have done it still because I want to go to university. And if you want to go, don't complain, I guess. Obviously, you can't, I mean, obviously complain like, oh, money. But you want to go, so let's just shut our mouth and pay up and let's go to school and study and get an education, you know? That's how I see it. Now, since it seems like I'm having a brain fart about the whole pros or cons, and I can't find any other pro or cons, please leave a comment telling me if you find any pros to going to university or any cons or both of them. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry if this was another long video, but I'm really happy if you watched it all, and I will be seeing you another time. Thank you. Today, I will be talking about something that I kind of realized just this week.